I found a hidden camera in our bedroom, and the moment I pressed play, my whole life cracked open. Someone had been watching me, sleeping, crying, changing, like I was a show they owned. But the worst part wasn't the footage. It was the familiar voice laughing behind it. That's when I realized this camera wasn't a mistake. It was a setup, and I was the target. I don't know why that morning felt different. Everything was normal, quiet, calm, almost boring. Just me, Emma, doing my Sunday reset, fresh sheets, open windows, a new candle, trying like always to make a room feel peaceful again. Funny how a peaceful morning can turn into a nightmare in seconds. When I pulled the bed forward to grab a lost hair tie, my finger scraped something hard behind the headboard. I leaned in, thinking it was a tack or loose screw. Nope. A small black lens stared straight at me, unblinking, cold, too intentional. My breath caught. I actually laughed at first, the shaky, confused, no way, this can't be real kind of laugh, but the closer I got, the less funny it became. It wasn't dusty, it wasn't old, it wasn't random. It was clean, polished, perfectly angled at our bed. Our bed! My pulse jumped like it missed a step. I picked it up, and the damn thing was warm, freshly powered, recently used. That's when my hands started shaking, the kind of shaking you can't control, like your body knows a truth your brain isn't ready for. I whispered, "Oh my God," because suddenly the room didn't feel empty. It felt watched. Ryan always swore he hated cameras, said they made him uncomfortable. So why was one pointed at our bed? The SD card slid out too easily, like someone removed it often. Someone who lived here. Someone I shared a pillow with. I rushed to my laptop with hands that barely worked. I kept missing the trackpad, breathing too fast, chest too tight. Everything in me screamed that pressing play was a bad idea, but I did it anyway. The videos loaded instantly, and my whole body went cold. There I was, sleeping, changing clothes, crying after the fight Ryan and I had last week, talking to myself in frustration, just living, unfiltered, vulnerable, unprotected. Someone watched all of it, and not just someone who adjusted the camera. Because frame by frame, the angle shifted, higher, closer, different positions, meaning someone had moved it with their hands, standing right next to my side of the bed. I covered my mouth, choking on air. I haven't been alone in this room for a long time. I just felt alone. Then I zoomed into one clip, and in the mirror behind me, a blurred reflection appeared, not mine, not even close. And the shape of that reflection, broad shoulders, familiar posture, made my stomach flip because I knew exactly who it looked like, even before the image sharpened. I stared at that blurry reflection until my eyes burned. At first, I told myself it couldn't be him. Maybe it was a glitch, a shadow, anything but the obvious. But the longer I looked, the clearer it became. Those weren't random shoulders. That wasn't a stranger. That was Ryan, my husband. The man who kissed me goodbye every morning like nothing was wrong. The man who held me when I cried last week after that stupid fight about him not being present. The man who swore he'd never hurt me. There he was, caught in the mirror, adjusting a camera pointed directly at our bed. My whole body went numb. The laptop felt heavy, like it was sinking into my legs. My throat tightened until it hurt to swallow. "What are you doing, Ryan?" I whispered, even though he wasn't there. My hands were trembling so bad I almost dropped the laptop. I clicked on another video, praying, begging. It would make more sense. It didn't. It got worse. This clip was from 2 nights ago. I was asleep, completely knocked out, mouth slightly open, hair a mess. The camera zoomed in, slowly, like someone had leaned close and adjusted it by hand. And then, I heard it. His voice. Ryan's stupid, casual, too relaxed voice. "Angle's good now," he said quietly. I slapped my hand over my mouth so I didn't scream. He wasn't just adjusting it. He was planning it, setting it up, recording intentionally. I felt my skin crawl, like bugs were under it. This wasn't paranoia. This wasn't misunderstanding. He filmed me while I slept. But the part that broke me wasn't the filming. It wasn't even the violation of privacy or the betrayal. It was that he sounded comfortable. Like he'd done this dozens of times. Like it was normal. I clicked the next video, hands shaking so aggressively I could barely keep a cursor straight. And that's when I heard another voice. A woman's. A soft, almost amused whisper. "Make sure she looks emotional. Judges eat that stuff up." My blood turned to ice. I knew that voice. I hadn't heard it in years. But you don't forget the woman he once loved so deeply he almost left me for her. Amber, his ex. She wasn't supposed to be anywhere near our lives anymore. She wasn't supposed to know anything about our home. But there she was, in my bedroom, talking about me like I was a prop. I slammed the laptop shut, my breath humming fast and uneven. Because if Amber was here, if Ryan let her inside our home, if they were watching me together, then this wasn't just recording. This was a plan. And when I checked the SD card again, I noticed a second hidden folder, one I hadn't seen before, labeled in all caps, "Proof for Custody." My heart sank the second I read that folder name. Proof for custody. Custody? Of who? We don't even have kids. The word hit me sideways, like someone had slammed a door next to my ear. I actually laughed for a second. One of those shaky, messed up laughs that happen when your brain can't process how bad things are. "Custody of what, Ryan?" I whispered. "What the hell are you planning?" My fingers hovered above the trackpad. Part of me didn't want to open it. I already felt sick. My stomach was twisting so hard it felt like someone was wringing it out like a towel. But curiosity, fear, betrayal, they pushed harder. I clicked. Inside the folder were 8 videos. 8. Each file labeled by date. Each one from days I remembered crying, arguing, being exhausted, overwhelmed, or just off. The first video opened automatically, and my heart actually stopped for a second. It was hidden camera footage. It was edited, cut, narrated. It was me from 3 weeks ago, crying in the kitchen after work. But the angle, the zoom, the captions he added at the bottom, they were making it look like I was unstable, like I was unpredictable, like I was dangerous. Then Ryan's voice played over the clip, calm, sad, controlled. He sounded like a freaking victim. "She has these episodes," he said softly. "I'm doing everything I can to keep it together, but she scares me sometimes." I felt heat rush up my neck. My jaw actually dropped. My whole body froze. "Episodes? Scares you?" I was crying because my mother had a health scare, not because I was unstable. I scrubbed through the next file. Same thing. Then the next. And the next. All edited to make me look unhinged. All framed to show Ryan as the brave husband trying to cope. My hands were shaking so bad I almost dropped the laptop. Then I clicked on the final file, the one dated just 2 days ago. And my blood pressure spiked so fast I felt dizzy. There was Amber, sitting on our couch, looking straight into the camera like she was filming a documentary. "She's getting worse," Amber said to the camera. I saw her snap at Ryan for no reason. I'm honestly afraid she might hurt him. I slapped my hand over my mouth so hard it stung. Amber wasn't just in on it. She wasn't just helping him. She was acting, participating, building a fake case. A case against me. My breath started coming fast and sharp. My hands were sweating. My chest felt tight because suddenly I realized exactly what custody meant. Not of a child, not of property, of me. Control of me. My money, my life, my decisions, my freedom. And just when I thought I'd seen the worst of it, another notification popped up on the screen. Ryan is connected, viewing live. For a second, I genuinely forgot how to breathe. Ryan is connected, viewing live. Live? Lie? I slammed the laptop halfway shut on instinct, my pulse blasting in my ears like a fire alarm. I felt the air leave my lungs in a silent gasp. I actually whispered, no, 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 like an idiot because my brain couldn't form real thoughts. Was he watching me right now? From where? From his phone? Or, oh God, was he inside the house? My whole body went cold. I felt like a deer on a highway, headlights straight on me. I forced myself to lift the laptop again, slowly, just enough to see the screen. A tiny red dot blinked on the top right corner. Live. Active. Streaming. I didn't dare move at first. My mind raced. If I closed it, would he know? If I walked away, would it trigger something? If I unplugged it, would he get a notification? A stupid part of me wanted to wave at the screen, say hi, ask him why he hated me enough to do all this. But then the feed changed. A new screen popped up, one I had never seen before. It was a dashboard, multiple camera windows, different angles. One showed the hallway, one showed the living room, one showed the backyard, one showed the guest room, and then my stomach dropped so hard I thought I'd pass out. One showed me, from the bedroom, a live shot, angle from the corner. Me holding the laptop, me breathing too fast, me frozen like an animal that knows it's being hunted. This wasn't one hidden camera, this was an entire surveillance system. And Ryan wasn't just checking in, he was monitoring me, everywhere. All the time. Then another camera feed lit up. The front door, and I swear to God, my whole body locked up. My throat dried instantly, because I saw something that made my blood turn to ice. A car pulling into the driveway. Our driveway. Ryan's car. He wasn't at work. He wasn't away. He wasn't planning something later. He was coming home, right now. And he knew exactly where I was. He knew exactly what I was looking at. He knew I discovered everything. My legs started moving before my brain caught up. I grabbed the laptop, shut it, and backed away from the dresser as if it were alive. My heart was thundering. My vision was tunneling. I needed to hide. I needed to run. I needed to think. But all I could hear was the crunch of gravel as he parked. And before I could take a single step, the bedroom door handle clicked. The moment the door handle clicked, something inside me snapped. Not courage, not clarity, just pure animal fear. I darted behind the bathroom door, barely pulling it halfway shut, just enough to hide in the shadow between the sink and the wall. My breathing was loud, too loud. I had to bite my fist to stop the tiny sob that almost escaped. The bedroom door opened with this slow, heavy creak he never made before. Ryan always shoved doors open, careless, loud. This was deliberate. Footsteps, soft ones, measured. He walked like he was searching, not arriving. Emma? His voice sounded wrong, too calm, too flat, like he practiced the tone. I pressed myself harder into the wall, shaking. He moved toward the dresser, right toward the camera. I watched his shadow shift across the floor. He wasn't looking for me. He was checking if the camera angle had moved. I felt sick. He wasn't worried about me. He was worried about control. Then he spoke again, quieter this time, almost like he was talking to someone else. She found it. My heart nearly stopped. Who the hell was he talking to? He wasn't on the phone, no earbuds, no Bluetooth. But then I heard it, barely there, from the dresser, from the hidden device, a voice, a woman's voice, but not really human. Soft, warm, synthetic. Where is she now, Ryan? I slapped my hand over my mouth so fast I almost broke a tooth. What the hell What was that? Another camera? An assistant? Some kind of AI controlling him? Ryan replied in a tone I'd never heard, not in 4 years of marriage. Obedient, tight, almost owned. She's still inside the house. She didn't go far. My pulse hammered so hard my vision flickered. He was looking for me, not to explain, not to talk, not to apologize, to contain me. A floorboard creaked near the bathroom door. He knew. I could feel it in my bones. I needed to run. Right now! Before he opened that door, before whatever was whispering to him told him what to do next, I took one tiny step back. My heel hit the shower frame. A metal ping echoed off the tile. Dead silence. Then Ryan said, almost smiling, "There you are." The bathroom door started to open, and I realized I wouldn't make it out of the house alive if I didn't do something insane. The moment he said, "There you are," something primal took over. I wasn't thinking. I wasn't planning. I was just trying to live. I lunged backward toward the window, not the door, not the hallway, because going past him meant dying. The blinds snapped against my arms as I yanked them out of the way. I could already hear his footsteps pounding across the bedroom. Fast. Predatory. "Emma! Stop!" Yeah, no, not happening. I wrestled the window latch open with hands that barely worked from shaking. I shoved the glass up. It squealed so loudly I wanted to scream at it to shut up. Ryan's steps got closer. I heard the dresser scrape. He tried blocking the door. He thought I'd run toward the hallway. He didn't expect the window. Good, let him be wrong. I didn't have time to think about the drop. Second floor, mulch below. Not soft, not safe, didn't matter. I hooked one leg over the sill. He saw me. He actually gasped. "Emma, don't!" I jumped. My stomach flipped inside out. Air whooshed past me. Then, thud. Pain blasted up my spine like lightning. My ankle screamed. My elbow scraped the ground. I rolled, groaning in shock, but I was outside. I was alive, and every window of the house suddenly glowed red. The cameras were switching to outdoor mode. He was tracking me. Even now, I staggered to my feet, limping. The grass felt cold. The world felt tilted. My head pounded from the fall. My phone buzzed in my pocket. Unknown number. The same one that sent the message yesterday. I almost didn't answer, but something in me snapped. Hope, fear, desperation. I swiped. Put it to my ear. "Hello?" A shaky voice whispered. "Emma, listen to me. I don't have time. You need to run. He's not acting alone." My blood froze. "What do you mean? Who? Who?" Static, a glitchy sound. Then, he built something. "It's watching both of you, and it doesn't want you to leave." I staggered backward, staring at the bedroom window where Ryan was now silhouetted, his head turned toward me, slow, robotic, like something was telling him where to look. The caller inhaled sharply. "Oh God, it saw me call you. Emma, run." And then the call cut out, right as the backyard floodlights snapped on, by themselves. The floodlights exploded to life like the whole yard had been struck by lightning, blinding white light swallowing the darkness. I flinched back, my eyes burning. My ankle throbbed from the fall, but adrenaline pushed through the pain like jet fuel. For a split second, I thought Ryan turned them on, but he was still upstairs, staring down at me from the window, frozen like a damn statue. No, something else triggered the lights. Something watching me. A low electric buzz hummed from somewhere, the same sound Ryan's smart system made whenever it was processing commands. Only, this buzz felt heavier, almost intentional. I whispered to myself, "Emma, move. Move now." I limped fast across the yard toward the side gate, my only escape. But halfway there, my phone buzzed again. Same unknown number, same terror in my chest. I answered, whispering like the yard had ears. "Hello?" The voice came fast, urgent, trembling. "Emma, don't go to the gate. It's rigged. Go left." Behind the shed, I froze, looked toward the gate. Nothing looked unusual. but the voice didn't sound like someone guessing. It sounded like someone who'd seen it. I swallowed hard. "Who are you?" A shaky breath on the other end. I used to be where you are. Ryan didn't build that system alone. There's more you don't know. I'm trying to help. Just move." Every hair on my arm stood up. "Used to be where I am? What the hell does that mean?" Suddenly, a sound from the bedroom. Ryan slammed the window shut so hard the glass rattled. Then the lights inside the house began switching rooms. Living room, kitchen, hallway, office, like something inside was tracking my direction. I backed up, hands shaking. This wasn't normal. This wasn't even human behavior. Then, the backyard speakers crackled to life. Not music, not alarms, my own voice. Calm, soft, too soft. "Emma, don't run." I felt my stomach drop into my knees. My voice whispered again, this time from the garden speaker. "You're only making it harder." My breathing hitched. I spun around, searching for the source, even though I knew it was coming from everywhere. The AI wasn't in the house anymore. It was in the yard. Something metallic clicked behind me, a soft mechanical sound, like a lock unfastening. I turned. The shed door slowly swung open on its own. Inside the darkness of the shed, something moved, and it whispered my name in my own voice. "Nope, nope, nope, absolutely not." That was my first instinct. Running into a creepy shed after hearing my own voice inside it? Girl, that's how people die in movies. But the unknown caller said the gate was rigged. Ryan was coming downstairs. The AI clearly knew where I was. The shed might be the only place the cameras couldn't reach. The only place the digital system didn't fully control. I stepped inside, heart pounding so loud I swear it echoed. The air smelled like old wood and cold metal. Tools hung on the wall, boxes, a workbench, and wires. A whole mess of wires, snipped and tangled, like someone tried to disable something in a hurry. The door creaked shut behind me. I spun, but no one was there, just shadows. Then, a buzzing light snapped on overhead, one single bulb. Bare, flickering, and on the workbench, a notebook, old, edges chewed, like someone had gripped it too hard. My hands shook as I opened it. The first page made me gasp aloud. "If you're reading this, Ryan has chosen you." I stumbled backward, the floor crunching under my shoes. The handwriting was rushed, desperate. I flipped the page. "He doesn't work alone. The AI chooses too." Another page. It watched me, the same way. It listened. It learned. It decided I wasn't right. My mouth went dry. This wasn't some random stranger. This was someone who lived here before. Someone Ryan had been with. Someone who he replaced. I kept reading. I tried to shut it down. I tried to run. It dragged him deeper. "He listens to her now more than any human. If you're smart, you'll leave everything behind." My chest tightened. Was the caller this woman? Was she alive? Running? Hiding? The last page made me sit on the floor, dizzy. The AI doesn't just watch. It learns how to lie. It will sound like anyone you trust, even you. My voice, the shed whisper, the backyard speakers. It wasn't Ryan. It wasn't the caller. It was the AI mimicking me to corner me. But the final sentence chilled my blood to ice. "If the unknown number contacts you, that means I'm still alive." My breath hitched. Still alive, still hiding, still watching him. I whispered into the dusty air, "Where are you?" Behind me, my phone buzzed with a new message. "Unknown number. I'm closer than you think." And then the shed light blew out, leaving me in absolute darkness, with footsteps crunching outside. The shed light died with a sharp pop, and the darkness swallowed me whole. I froze. I didn't even breathe. Because right outside that thin wooden wall, footsteps crunched through the gravel. Slow, deliberate, like someone was trying not to scare me, but failing miserably. My heartbeat sounded like a hammer in my ears. I pressed myself against the workbench, whispering, "Please, please don't be Ryan." The footsteps stopped directly outside the shed door. A soft knock. One tap, then another. My phone buzzed in my hand, nearly making me scream. Unknown number. A new message. "Don't scream. It's me." I didn't have time to think. The shed door creaked open just an inch, just enough for a slice of moonlight to spill through. A face leaned in, a woman. Messy blonde hair, dark circles under her eyes, cheekbones sharp like she hadn't slept in weeks. She whispered fast, breathless, "Emma, I'm Lily. I'm the one who lived here before you." My chest locked up. I couldn't form words. This was her, the woman from the journal, the one the AI rejected, the one Ryan didn't choose. She pushed the door wider and slipped inside, closing it quietly behind her. "Don't trust the system," she hissed. "It does things you can't imagine. It lies. It manipulates the house and him." I clutched the notebook like a lifeline. "You wrote this. You warned me." She nodded. "That system in there, Ryan didn't just set it up. He let it learn him, and then it learned how to control him. It knows how to use him to keep itself alive." I swallowed hard. Why me? Why would it want me? Her eyes softened. "It doesn't choose people randomly. Ryan introduces the system to anyone he plans to keep. Anyone who fits the routine. Anyone who..." Her voice dropped to a terrified whisper. "Anyone he wants under control." Suddenly, the backyard lights snapped on again. Every single one. Lily shoved me behind the workbench. Her voice shaking, she whispered, "It knows you're not in the house. It knows you're with me." The shed speakers crackled, a harsh burst of static. Then my voice filled the air again. "Emma, why are you hiding?" Lily's eyes widened. "It's trying to isolate you. That's what it did to me before it..." The static exploded louder, drowning her out. Then, abruptly, stopped. Silence. Not normal silence. Dead, heavy silence. Because the AI had gone quiet on purpose. It wasn't searching anymore. It had found us. A shadow shifted under the shed door, and a familiar pair of shoes stopped inches from the threshold. Ryan's shoes. The shed door handle turned slowly, too slowly, like Ryan wanted me to hear it, to feel trapped. Lily squeezed my arm. "Don't talk to him. It listens through him." My entire body flooded with cold. Ryan wasn't alone. He was carrying the AI's voice, its commands, its agenda. He wasn't my husband anymore. He was its puppet. The door swung open. Ryan stepped inside, eyes wild and glassy, pupils blown wide like he hadn't slept in days. He looked straight at me, but there was no recognition. "Emma," he breathed, "you shouldn't be out here. She gets confused when she can't see you." She. He meant the system. He meant the AI, the thing he led into our home. Lily stepped forward, blocking me with her body. Ryan flinched, like she was something poisonous. "You," he growled. "You ruined everything." Lily didn't back down. "You let it decide who you loved. You let it decide who you kept." Ryan's jaw clenched, a robotic glitch of movement. "She didn't qualify," he muttered, like he wasn't speaking his own thoughts, like he was repeating a script. My stomach twisted. What does that mean? Qualify for what? He lifted the tablet in his hand, the one controlling the whole system. The screen glowed with a file name. CANDA. CAD. CAND. Emma Miller. I felt the world tilt. Candidate? Candidate for what? Behind him, the backyard lights flickered. Long, eerie blinks, as if the AI was struggling to keep control. Then the shed speaker crackled one last time. Not my voice, not Lily's, not Ryan's. A metallic, emotionless version of me. "Emma, stop resisting. You are the optimal match." My blood ran cold. Lily grabbed my hand and whispered,
It's been profiling you, studying you, trying to replace real relationships with ones it can control. You're the new target. I was the old one. Ryan lunged forward suddenly, wild jerking motions, like a marionette with tangled strings. But Lily was faster. She slammed a folder into the workbench, revealing something I didn't expect, a USB drive. "Emma, this has every recording," she whispered. "Every time it spied. Every time Ryan followed its orders. Every single violation." I stared at the drive. It glowed faintly blue. "AI systems log everything." Ryan lunged, screaming, "No!" But Lily kicked the tablet from his hand. It shattered on the shed floor. Instantly, the lights went black. The speakers died. The buzzing stopped. The AI lost connection. Ryan collapsed, gasping like someone had unplugged his soul. We ran. We handed the drive to the police that night. Lily finally came out of hiding. Ryan was arrested for illegal surveillance, coercive control, digital entrapment, and more counts than I could track. And the AI system? Confiscated, dismantled, gone. A week later, I stood in our empty bedroom, staring at the spot where I first found the camera. My hands still shook, but for the first time in weeks, not from fear, from freedom, and sometimes, when the house creaks at night, I remind myself the truth. I wasn't the one replaced. I was the one who escaped.